What's going on, everybody? I'm your host, Solid and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Heart Gold. In the last episode, we got the Marsh Badge, and in this episode, we are going to be we're going to be doing something a bit different for the rest of this series. All the remaining gyms will be done in this episode. So, let's get right into it. The first thing we have to do is make our way to Cerulean City. I could go to Celadon City first, since it is closer, but making our way to Cerulean will give us the Magnet Train Pass, which can be used just to make traveling between Johto and Kanto easier. We start by going down Route 8. We first beat these 3 bikers, beat the super nerd, ruin this couple's date, beat another nerd, and rob this old man of 9,000 Pokédollars. I am rich. Lavender Town is different from the last game. The Pokemon Tower is now a radio tower that gets its power from the power plant. So we head north to Route 10, beat this father in front of his son, and watch Hades faint to a Machamp and then have Nymph get revenge. Once in the cave, I realize I need to use Flash. So I go back to the Pokemon Center, I swap Party out for Scrambled, and teach Scrambled Flash. Now we can make it through the cave. On the other side of the cave, we make it to Route 9. I go to the Pokemon Center, get Party back, and then surf to the power plant. I talk to some people, they say someone stole a piece of the power plant, so it cannot work. I head out and get stopped by a security guard asking me to go get that missing piece back. I go back to Route 9, beat up some campers and hikers, and I am finally in Cerulean City. After stopping at the Pokemon Center to heal my Pokemon, I head to the gym. I bump into a Team Rocket member who is not from Kanto or Johto. He rushes off to Nugget Bridge, so I beat him and make him tell me where the missing piece is hiding. He tells me he hid the machine part in some inflatable tubes near the back of the gym. I then head back to the power plant to return the missing machine parts. This makes it so the magnet train and the radio tower both have power again. I head back to Saffron City to go to Copycat's house because she gives us the quest to be able to get the magnet train pass. She changes into me and says that I will get her missing doll back, and that it is somewhere in Vermilion City. So I head to Vermilion City and go to the Pokemon fan club and tell the guy there that Copycat is sad, so he gives us the doll to return. When leaving, we bump into Steven, the Hoenn champion. He tells us about Latias and that it likes to roam around. Latias is basically treated as Raikou and Entei, wandering around the region. And with that distraction out of the way, I can now go back to Copycats and give her back her lost doll. There is one more thing that I can do with the power plant back online, but I will worry about that later, since right now it's not super important. Back to Cerulean City I go. I head past the Nugget Bridge to Route 25, and I participate in a gauntlet where I have to beat up 6 kids for a gold nugget. I entered that gauntlet. I then have to beat up a nerd who thought he could jump me like a little bitch. And then the ace trainer that gives me the nuggets challenges me to a battle. Astrop was a true MVP in this instance. At Bill's cottage, his grandfather is house sitting, and he says if we show him a certain Pokemon, he will give me an evolution stone. That's pretty cool, but I have no use of that right now. But back to some more important things, like crashing a gym leader's date, because I want my gym badge. At the gym, I beat everyone there to show them who the best trainer is. Princess goes down to Starmie because they were having a freeze and paralysis off. Princess lost that battle. So Astrop came in and finished off Starmie. This gets me the Cascade badge, and now I am officially 1/3 of the way through the Kanto region. After healing my Pokemon, the next stop is Celadon City. From Saffron City, we head west and go through Route 7. Now, there is nothing of value on Route 7. It is literally the shortest route in the game. In Celadon City's gym, there is a maze. Now, mazes are not that bad for me, but I, for the life of me, could not get through the damn openings of this one. And like every other gym, there are no survivors. And when we finally reach Erica, we just have Hades solo her and get us the rainbow badge. The next stop is Fuchsia City Gym. We head west from Celadon City to Route 16. There's nothing here, so we just keep going until Route 17. Route 17 is known as Cycling Road, and that is because you can only ride a bike when you're on this route. There are a bunch of bikers. They're not that difficult. I beat them all. The thing you should be careful of, however, is once you are on the bridge itself for Cycling Road, your character will automatically just go down. So you can't really stop and stand in place. I get to Route 18, beat everyone there also. And from this point forward, just assume that I beat every trainer on every route that I am on. Honestly, there is nothing of super importance in Fuchsia City for me, so I just head to the gym after healing my Pokemon. Janine's gym is an actual maze in comparison to Erica's gym. You just have to make your way to the Janine in the center if you want to just directly battle the gym leader. But I don't play like that, and I just slaughter all the other trainers. I used Party for almost the entire gym. She did faint to Janine's Venomoth, so I sent out Alucard to just air slash her last two Pokemon, and that got me the Soul Badge. From Fuchsia City, we head east to Route 15, then to Route 14. On Route 14, I run into another Suicune encounter. This is the last Suicune encounter, so if I wanted to go and get Suicune, I could. Icewind gives us a hint for where Suicune may be going next. Just go to where you ruin Misty's date, and that's where Suicune will be. He is a static encounter, so be sure to save if you want to shiny hunt for him, or just kind of keep moving forward. I'm not going to be doing that myself, truthfully. After Icewind leaves, we head on north to Route 13, then east to Route 12. I make a stop at this small house for the Super Rod. One day I may go fishing. I continue north back to Lavender Town to make a stop at the radio tower. I need the EXPN expansion for the Pokegear to be able to listen and use the Pokeflute. Now, this is important for what's to come next. I go back to Route 12 and head to Route 11. After making my way through some trainers, we end up at the Snorlax. I make a save here because I want to catch this Snorlax for its held item, the leftovers. As of when I was catching Snorlax, I had no idea who I would be giving the leftovers to, but it's still a good idea to have it for any of your tankier Pokemon or Pokemon that you want to use for stall tactics. I catch the Snorlax and make my way through Diglett Tunnel. I am now on the north side of Route 2. After heading north a tiny bit more, I am finally in Pewter City, and I know the fastest way to do this would have been going from flying to Lavender Town from Fuchsia, then flying to Vermilion to get to the Snorlax faster, but think of all that good experience and money that I would have missed out on. Before we fight Brock, there are two main items in Pewter City that is a good idea to pick up right now. This old man near the east exit towards Route 3 gave me the Silver Wing. In Pokemon Soul Silver, he gives you the Gold Wing. This can be, for me, this can be used to catch Lugia if I need to. For people playing Soul Silver, you can use this to catch Ho-Ho. From this small path next to Pewter Museum of Science, I have Nymph use Rock Smash, and I pick up the Wise Glasses. This is similar to the Muscle Band that Princess has, but instead of physical attacks getting increased, special attacks get the boost instead. So I decide to give the Wise Glasses to a Strop, and the leftovers to Nymph. In the gym, I planned for Party to sweep everyone. That did not pan out because of Brock's Kabutops. This bastard knew Giga Drain, which was basically a death sentence for water ground types. I switch out to Alucard because the Kabutops was weak, but Brock used his full restore, so Alucard was as good as dead. Nymph was my next best choice until Omnistar. Nymph just used close combat, but then got one shot because, yeah, that's how it goes. Princess did decent, but she could not outspeed Brine and did a lot of damage. I had a risky idea, but it would have been funny if it worked. I sent out Hades and had him use Solar Beam. Omastar goes for Protect, and Hades was able to outspeed the Heretic. I received the Boulder Badge and Rock Slide, so all that is left is Blaine and Blue. Then I have gotten all the Kanto Gym Badges. After the Boulder Badge, it is time to see the 7th Gym Leader, Blaine. We head south from Pewter City and make our way through Viridian Forest. We continue south through the bottom half of Route 2, healed at the Pokemon Center, then went through Route 1 to Pallet Town. On our way to Pallet Town, Nymph learned Megahorn, so I got rid of Aerial Ace for it. I stopped by Professor Oak's lab and he tells us he has a special prize if we beat all the gym leaders. I like prizes. From Pallet Town, I head down to Route 21. I have a Strop at the head of my party because she is so close to learning the last move I want her to have. When she hits level 59, I have her forget Discharge for Power Gym. I put Princess at the front of my party and then train her up to level 59 so her Bite becomes Crunch. I put Nymph at the lead and we finally make our way to the ruined remains of Cinnabar Island. Honestly, building a village over a volcano was not the best idea. After a quick heal at the Pokemon Center, I ran into Blue. You know, Gary Oak, the smell ya later guy. He notices that I have 6 gym badges and tells me that I can only battle him after I get 7. Honestly, I think I can beat him with only 6 badges, but whatever. The red flags here! I head east from Cinnabar Island to Seafoam Islands. On the eastern island, I have 2 options. I can either go up or down. The gym area is going up the ladder. If I go down the stairs, I would be heading to Articuno. And honestly, I don't really want to catch the legendary birds, so I head up the ladder. The only struggle I had with this gym was that Blaine's Magmar used Confuse Ray on Party, and she kept hitting herself for like 3 turns, until I was able to get an Earthquake off and knock out the Magmar. Because there was a sunny day on the field, I decided to switch out to Hades, since I knew I would be able to get a super strong attack done on the first turn with a Solar Beam. After that, I decided to use Flamethrower, thinking that I would be able to take out the Rapidash, but the Rapidash uses Bounce, so I miss. Then I try again. However, Hades does faint to Blaine's Rapidash since it has Flash Fire, which means that my Fire-type moves will do no damage, and his Fire-type moves will get a boost if I did try to hit him with one. He also just kept using Bounce. So I sent out Princess. She almost got one shot, but that was enough for Rapidash to faint to recoil damage. With that, I get the Flame Badge, and with 7 badges down, there's only 1 left. I fly back to Cinnabar Island and show Blue my 7 badges. He is impressed and walks off back to Viridian City. I then take the short way and fly there. Blue was no joke for me. I think out of all the battles I had, his was the closest to me blacking out. And it was all because I kept making the wrong calls on what to use. The battle started out strong. I had Nymph and he had Executor. Nymph uses Mega Horn and one-shots Executor. He sends out Pidgeot, and I send out a Strop. I use Thunderbolt to one-shot again. Now this is where it kind of goes downhill for me. He sends out Rhydon, and I keep a Strop on the field, forgetting that Rhydon is both a rock and ground type. For some reason, I thought Rhydon was just a ground type. I used Power Gem and it wasn't that effective. So I swapped to Alucard after a Strop is brought down to red. After I send Alucard out and have him use Fly, that was when I remembered Rhydon's typing. I then send out Party since Alucard is almost down, and use Waterfall to take out the Rhydon. He brings out Machamp and he outspeeds Party. That is fine. Party is bulky. Machamp uses Dynamic Punch and confuses Party. Fuck. Party goes down because I was stubborn and wanted her to use Earthquake instead of just swapping out to Alucard. I bring Alucard back out because Flying type against a Fighting type? I got the advantage. I use Fly and he uses Thunder Punch. It connects. Now normally attacks like Thunder Punch won't hit a Flying type when they use Fly. But this Machamp has the No Guard ability, which basically means all his attacks will hit. This includes semi-invulnerable moves, i.e. Fly in this instance. Alucard goes down without even landing his attack. I bring Princess out because in the newer generations, she would be a Fairy type. She gets almost one shot, then gets taken out because Dynamic Punch confuses us again. God damn it, Blue. I send out Hades and take him out with 2 flamethrowers. He sends out Gyarados and I swap in a Strop thinking she could outspeed. I was wrong. I was so terribly wrong. I then send out Nymph and use her to revive both a Strop and heal Hades. Gyarados gets 3 Dragon Dances off and then uses Waterfall. It does not faint, but it flinches Nymph, so yeah. After Nymph goes down, I send out a Strop again. Gyarados uses Return and faints a Strop.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Hades comes out. I use a Max Revive on this drop because she is the only chance I have of winning against this Gyarados. And Hades gets one shot. I bring a Strop back out and then Gyarados uses Dragon Dance. This idiot. This utter buffoon. I'm able to use Thunderbolt and one-shot the Gyarados. He then sends out Arcanine, and at this moment I felt like we might actually lose because I knew this Arcanine was going to outspeed us no matter what. So I just choose Power Gym, and he outspeeds us. But luckily, it does not kill us. The static procs, so Arcanine now is paralyzed, and we outspeed him. Power Gym brings him to a quarter of his health, and another one takes him out. I secure the Earth Badge, got all the badges in Kanto, and when I leave the Viridian City Gym, Professor Oak gives me a call and tells me that he has a gift for me. Alrighty, so this part of the video is just going to be it's going to be live just because I thought I recorded everything or this entire section, but I guess I didn't, so we're going to be walking through this entire thing live since I'm thinking about it. Because we have all 8 gym badges, we can go back to Pallet Town. And over here, we can just go up and talk to Professor Oak. He says he gives us HM08, which is the hidden machine rock climb. And this is going to be a great item to have, and well, not great item, but great HM to have because we do need it. He also tells us like, because he sees that we have 8 gym badges, we now have access to Mount Silver. And only the best trainers are allowed to go there because it's such a dangerous and perilous area. So we're going to make our way to Mount Silver. We're going to fly to Viridian. We could fly to the start of the Pokemon League, like right before Victory Road. But kind of going this way is actually kind of a little better, in my opinion at least. So we make our way onto Route 22. Let's head on through. Hey look, it's a Spearow. Go Nymph. I know I can run, but I haven't honestly picked up this game in so long. Like, I have less than a month until the backlog of videos catches up. For this game, and I still haven't finished actually editing the this episode. This is honestly kind of one of the last spots I need, and putting in like all the music, like background music, since you know it can get a little boring if you do voiceovers and there's nothing else to listen to. Okay, so we come all the way over here, and we now have access to Route 28. Route 28 doesn't really have anything, if I remember correctly. It does have a lot of like the decently leveled Pokemon. But going to need a lot more or better levels, and just cause. Alright. My the D-pad wasn't working. Alright. Battles aren't really that important right now. Let's where is the don't I have repels? I thought I had repels. Wrong bag. Wrong bag, okay. Caesar Max repel. Alright. So we're going to make our way around just real quick to so this is like the base of Mount Silver, and this will be where I'll most likely just be doing a big good majority of the grind until I feel like I need to do a run through of the Elite Four. What was this at? Oh, okay. Team 35 Flamethrower. That actually, if I had another Pokemon that could learn Flamethrower, I would teach it to that one. Because Flamethrower is a pretty nice one to have. Excuse me. Alas, you found me. My peace and quiet to heal myself from the exhaustion of standing in the spotlight has been exposed. What? You're not the media? Then you must be one of my fans. Why didn't you say so? Can you keep it to yourself that I'm here, right? I'll give you TM47. What is TM47? Steel Wing. Huh? Honestly. Okay. I'll just figure out if I want to teach any Pokemon Steel Wing. I think the only one that would be able to learn Steel Wing might be Crobat. But yeah, no, this is making our way to Mount Silver. In the next episode, we are going to make our way through Mount Silver proper. And as we make our way through Mount Silver proper, we will probably get some stops. I'm gonna decide if we'll be just using max revives or not max revives, max repels, just to make the walk a little more tolerable, because it's a long walk to get from here to the top, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of grinding in between episodes because we need to get everyone to whatchamacallit. Why are their levels lower? I thought their levels were higher. Go and look back at my recording. But yeah, no. So in between episodes, I'm gonna grind up all my Pokemon up to around level 80, because the last battle for Heart Gold Soul Silver will be against Trainer Red. And he has an entire team of Pokemon, of just strong Pokemon. I think he has a Pikachu, and I think that Pikachu does have a light bulb, so that's going to be fun to deal with. But yeah, in next episode will be the Mount Silver episode. So like, comment, sub, do all that good stuff, and yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace.